Back with my third video of the day. Hey, man, all right, y'all. All right, back with my third video of the day. I think I'm doing great. Hey, title of the topic of the day is they laugh at you. Yeah, thank you, baby. Put that on. Thank you. They laugh at you instead of with you. Shut the door. Let me let these trains pass, Uh kind of what a coincidence as I came up with this topic and 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 it's always like I have an alarming word to say. So it's crazy. You have two trains going the same direction on opposite tracks at the same time. I've never seen that happen before here. So I'm more of like, what in the world is going on? Is one of them slowing down or something gotta happen? I hope it don't be a derailment right here. We right here close, but I mean, literally, if you could see this, whew, like I never seen that happen before. Two trains. There are two trains going the same direction. And I've never seen that happen right here before. And I know they have a little uh switch up there. So but which direction is going, if they on the same track, I'm not. But either way, they must have it all figured out. But uh actually as I thought, one of them had to stop. As you can see, it has a flatbed, so you probably couldn't be able to see it. But one of them, the one that's going, that's the one that's on the outer lane. The one that's on the inner lane has stopped. So, like I thought, some had to stop. But anyway, they laugh at you instead of with you, man. That's very common, very common today. It always been that way, and it's gonna continue to be that way for generations and for generations. Mm. Uh, hold up. Shalom. Oh yeah, nigga, man. You know they fucking with me a minute to really actually get on this. They even changed my thing. I recognize it now. They even changed the thing around. So it changed my browser for connection. Okay, I got you, Nick. Shit. Is anyone in the chat? Cause like I said, I don't know. It's more connection, bro. Hold up for no. Hold up. All right, I'm back. Yeah, nigga. I mean, man, I have this train right here in my backyard, right? They both going at the same direction. Now, it looks like wow, that's crazy. Back up. I don't know. Screwed up there. Good kind of here. Can't gotta go around. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. They gotta go around. Yes, sir. Oh, yes, sir. Hold up, nigga. Hey, hold up, nigga. Finna do something real quick.
If you write anything on your computer, you need to get Grammarly.
I write pretty much all day, every day.
DJ Swift on the tour.
Yeah. They laugh at you, didn't they? Instead of be laughing with you, they laugh at you instead of be with you. They laugh at you instead of be with you. Yeah. I'm the host. They know all my life I never worried about not having nothing. Now I take it back. I did have to worry about something. It was in '07. When I got jumped by 3 Crip niggas in front of my son. That's my oldest son today. You know, real talk. Fools that jumped me. But that was awful for my son to see, you know. But his daddy was a soldier, you know. I fought all 3 of them little young motherfuckers. Man, what I done been through in my life, man. People, they laugh at me instead of be laughing with me, you know. Crazy. Everybody say they with you. Oh, they got your back. But they still end up leaving you thirsty for some water. Shit. If they know you very thirsty for that water, they'll be so evil, so wicked like how these people are today. They allow you to reach down with your hands to grab you some water from a portal or something. But them people would be so dirty enough while you doing that, they would cut your hand out.
One Piece Treasure Cruise.
So you won't drink it.
Celebrating 5 years of
Crazy
adventure on the open
is.
seas.
It's how
Now
people are.
introducing the land
They
of
laugh
Wano.
at you instead of with you.
Join the party.
Bandai Namco.
I see it all, man. Fakeness. Fakeness.
Let's suppose that you're
Yeah,
writing a
oh,
really
man.
important email to a colleague,
That's why I just try to be bad to myself.
or a
Maybe
post on
that's why I
Facebook
like
that
it
all
this
your
way.
friends will see, or a paper for your English class that you just have to get an A on,
Yeah. Maybe that's good. No.
or a resume for your dream job, or a message to your crush on a dating site.
Maybe that's good.
The point is that you write important things each and
Oh, I'm running that beat back. Yeah, it was nasty. I like that beat. How about y'all? Y'all like that? Feel like I'm talking to myself again. You know what I mean? I think I'm crazy, but I don't feel I be crazy. Nah, man, I'm all messed up. Yeah. Big mama gone, my brother gone. Yeah, man, I'm all messed up. I'm going crazy. I'm all messed up. Nah. Try to we try to warn these people about the actions of themselves, man. These
In Ephesians 6, the Apostle Paul gives us a warning about impending danger. It says that we are to put on the whole armor of God. We are a nation today that is observing spiritual wickedness in the high places. As we watch not only the footprints of our forefathers being washed away, but their very memory as well.
It's an organization run on secrecy, fear, and intimidation. A white supremacist group founded after the American Civil War to oppose rights for African Americans. Throughout its notorious history, the Ku Klux Klan has used murder, lynching, arson, and rape to terrorize its enemies,
All those plugs,
and spread its message.
Still no power.
We did create this country. We did build this.
All
Our
the
forefathers
gangs,
built it.
all
We can't
the
let these niggers,
associations,
faggots,
are the
take it from us.
At its peak in the
organizations,
1920s,
all
the group
these
had as many as 4 million
societies and
members across the
whatever.
United States. Today,
Still no
membership has
power.
plummeted, and the Klan is a disparate and fractured group. America's South has embraced tolerance. But not everyone agrees with this new way of doing things. Hundreds of Klan chapters are still active across the South. They hold little political or social influence, but their symbols are as powerful as ever. The white robes and hooded cloaks, the burning crosses. Their conviction that elites have robbed white Europeans of their place in society, and their commitment to racial segregation.
Ever since I was born, I was born racist. I've always hated it. I see them walking down the street, just hate it.
Today, the Klan can be found online. They organize over the internet. And some groups feel the time is right to enter politics.
The time is now. A revolution is coming in the United States of America.
The Ku Klux Klan are mysterious and very difficult to reach, almost impossible to talk to even if you're their preferred brand of human, Caucasian. I'm Imran Garda, South African of Indian descent. This is my personal journey through the flyover states in the heart of America, into the small pockets of this vast superpower, in towns you might never have heard of before, to meet the Klan.
So good I found you. So good I found you. Feeling the love of my arms around you.
Harrison, Arkansas. Population 13,000. At first glance, this could be any town in America's South. But when you look a little closer, signs of this town's inner turmoil are hard to miss. Harrison is the headquarters of the Knights of the Ku Klux Klan. They're a group who want to bring the Klan into the 21st century. Instead of preaching race hatred, violence, being pro-white and pro-Christian. From their compound in Harrison, they hold services and even broadcast online TV shows.
Have you heard of the show called 16? It has race mixing. It has propaganda. And the main characters, one of them's black, one of them's Mexican, and some of them are white. And pretty much, tune in next week. Bye!
they have a tendency to drum up emotion from a lot of people that really aren't involved with them, people that don't have the education, that haven't traveled. They've lived in an area all their lives, never gone anywhere other than to the grocery store and home, worked in the same factory all their lives, and they don't see what's going on in the world.
Oh, nice party. Can I help you?
Thomas Robb is in charge of the Knights of the KKK. He prefers a business suit to the white robes. He no longer goes by the title Grand Wizard. Now he's the National Director. And to help raise funds for the cause, he has a healthy sideline in clan merchandise. I'd been trying to arrange a meeting with Rob for more than 2 years, initially through an intermediary and later his daughter, Rachel. Rob welcomed me to his clan headquarters with the old South African flag. The flag of apartheid. The system of racial segregation that gripped South Africa for 50 years. The system I grew up under. I noticed when I came in, you had an old South African flag on the table.
I sure did. We got it out special for you.
Tell me why.
What? Because we figured you at that point we thought there was a report going to South Africa,
Right.
and so we thought, well, okay, these guys from South Africa, let's bring out a South African flag and display it, so they make them feel at home in the old days.
Right. I was 12 years old when South Africa stopped using that flag. So it's the old flag, right? Now, what it represents to me was far fewer rights than I had after that for my family and so on.
But what about today? I mean, today,
Sure.
South Africa is a population of about 54 million people.
Sure.
There's 80% considered black, 8% are considered colored, and then 2.5% that are Asian.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and what about 8% white?
Between 8 and 10%.
Is there a white voice that can be heard in South Africa today?
Yes, political
Really?
parties. Yeah, I mean, there's Freedom Front, which is a political party. Sure,
okay, they
the
have-
Democratic Alliance is
Basically,
pretty
those are
white
cultural
dominated.
clubs. Do they have any political voice in the national politics?
White people have a political voice. Yes.
I mean, who developed South Africa?
A lot of the work was slave labor.
Of course, the blacks were in South Africa at that time.
They were, yes.
They were further north.
They were in South Africa, yes. I mean, in the
Not in
Cape,
South Africa, they were further north.
the Cape Colony had. I mean, the reason we have
They might have brought in some slaves,
Sure.
but the Zulus were further north.
the Zulus on the east coast.
Well, but they were
Right.
further north in South Africa. You didn't have any blacks living
So-
in South Africa at that time.
Oh, you did. I mean, the reason. I mean, I don't want to argue with you, right?
I mean, I've talked to and know many people from South Africa. They tell me that's not true.
Rob frames his cause as a noble one. He's saving an indigenous people under threat and undermined by globalization, immigration, and an enemy in the White House.
We don't hate people that are not white. We understand that everybody, every background has a right to have their families and have their loved ones and pursue an occupation and a job and have a happy life. I understand that. I have no problem with that. I get that. What I find is that is not being directed towards us. When we talk about having pride in our people, pride in our heritage, pride in our culture, and want to pass our heritage on to our children and pass on to future generations, we're called haters and bigots for it. If we are Caucasian, dominate society, then why can't we have those groups? Why can't we have a white girl association? If we're so dominated by a white culture, then how come white people can't associate among their own kind?
Thomas Robb's arguments are designed to strike a chord with people who might never dream of putting on a clan robe, but still feel that elites have taken something from them. And multiculturalism is to blame. This is what I'm trying to understand, because you're a passionate, intelligent man with a strong following, and there's clearly a feeling going on in the nation now where a lot of people feel like you do. They might not subscribe to the beliefs exactly, but there's a restlessness amongst white Americans.
We've been saying for a long time, listen, the white people in the country as a whole would follow our ideas if we had the power and the finances and the ability to get it into their heads. to broadcast into the hearts. If they could hear what we have to say. And Donald Trump has, in a sense, validated what we've been saying. For the most part, he's saying the very same thing we've been saying. And he's got a tremendous support, but because he's got the money that he was able to force himself into the attention of the American people.
After we spoke, Rob's daughter, Rachel, showed me around the compound. Looking at the photos of how things were then and how they are now, I was struck by how endlessly adaptable the clan has been over its 150-year history. 6 former Confederate officers founded the Klan in 1866. Intent on terrorizing former slaves, their movement grew and soon began to develop elaborate codes and titles, all reporting to a grand wizard. Within 3 years, all but dead, torn apart by infighting. But in 1915, the Klan was revived by a powerful piece of cinema. The film, The Birth of a Nation, chronicled the Reconstruction era from the KKK's perspective. It reinvigorated the movement and inspired a generation of Klansmen. By the 1920s, millions of Americans counted themselves as members. Bound by an almost mystical code,
It's Black History Month, still going on, still popping. You know, Oh, I know I act like you don't know what that is, boy. Boy. Hey, Bubba. Hey, Bubba. You know what time it is, boy. Hey, Bubba. What that is, boy. You know what that is, boy. You know what that is, boy. Hey, Bubba. Hey, Bubba. Boys better get some understanding. Bubble, bubble. The name is not Bubba. It's Toby. You know what time it is, boy. Hey, Toby. Hey there, Toby. Hey, Bubba. Yeah, Bubba. Yeah, Bubba. Very horrible story, Bubba. Yeah, Bubba. Hold on, hold on.
We need to make fun of this movie Mystery Science Theater 3000 style, because it's honestly one of the worst racist movies ever made.
Yes, I see.
This is legitimately going to be bad. You haven't gotten to the worst part yet.
Hey, Bubba. Yeah, Bubba.
Like, do you know anything about this movie?
Pretty much. I've been just looking into it certain ways, but my spirit kind of led me this. I just want to remind people, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This
you know
comes
what I
from
mean.
an actually horrible time in American history. So,
right.
I just feel like people need to be warned. This is when it's not bad. It's about to get bad.
Right.
They didn't show the Congress being taken over by black men, did they?
I haven't.
Oh,
For
okay.
you.
All right. You know what the worst part is? This is like the lies they tell. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're exactly right, nigga. I was in the room checking on my food.
Oh, okay. Alright, well, that's good. But yeah, you know, they're already telling lies.
Right,
I
right,
just feel like pointing that out because they're making it sound like slavery wasn't that bad.
right. Exactly.
They're downplaying the atrocities committed, so.
Right.
But like I said, it only gets worse from here. That's why I'm not gonna stick around. I'm gonna go get something to eat, but then I'll be back in a minute. So
Okay, sure.
I mean,
I still
I
right
don't
here.
want to say have fun because this isn't gonna
Nah,
be a fun thing at all. But well, see you when I get back.
I've seen this over 1,000,000 times, man.
Okay.
All right. That's why I think differently.
I'm back. But yeah. So we're at the signing of the Emancipation Proclamation.
Keep going.
Yeah, not much to say except the South probably thought that was the worst thing that ever could have happened.
Exactly.
At that point, they were like, what are we going to do? We don't have anyone to do the work now. We got to do it. Yeah, what horrors. Having to work.
Hey, as the movie goes
Yeah,
along,
you're kind of
right
getting
on there,
distorted. I can't really hear you, but yeah. I can't hear you.
Would it'll help the room.
I didn't hear what you said.
Elaborate on, or if you want to let the viewers know something.
Oh yeah, sure. I'll make little comments.
You can.
Yeah, I'll make little comments every now and then, but the music is really hokey sounding, so I'm definitely not interrupting anything.
Right.
So this is just meant to set up the idea of white people good, and then what you're about to see is black people bad. There we go. Black people bad, white people good.
Alright. But yeah, I'm back and forth checking on my food while I'm cooking dinner up real quick.
Oh, cool. Okay, I'll keep it going.
I'll be right back. Just a second.
Of course, they're losing their minds over a piece of cloth. More rioting. More white people good, black people bad. It's just so disgustingly propaganda-esque. This is just nonsense. at the time this movie came out, this was pretty much a way of the Confederacy saying, y'all miss us?